Bannerlord Online is a total conversion mod for Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord that creates a persistent multiplayer experience, whereas all events are fully synchronized. You can real-time interact with other players, level up your character and your troops, create and join clans, fight Coop PvE battles with your friends, craft and trade items in a fully player-driven economy, and engage in wars, PvP battles and tournaments. For this video, I have tested Bannerlord Online for more than 100 hours, so I can give you guys a profound overview of this mod, if it is worth it your time, and how it compares to Bannerlord's single-player campaign. But before we jump right into it, a quick word from the sponsor of this video. Blue Willow is a completely free-to-use AI text-to-image generator that lets you create beautiful artworks by simply describing the image you have in mind. All you have to do to get started is to join their Discord server, open a private conversation with the Blue Willow bot, and type your prompt into the chat, starting with /imagine. So for example, we want to create a powerful Eastern female warrior, and we also want to specify the outcome a bit further. Then we press enter, wait a few seconds, and voila, there are 4 AI created images for us. You can also download and use those images freely and create your own wallpapers, social media art, Steam avatars, monkey memes, or whatever comes to your mind. Unlike other cloud-based AI text-to-image services, Blue Willow is currently completely free to use, no strings attached. So click on the link in the video description and join the Discord and start creating beautiful AI art. So right at the start, Bannerlord Online asks us to choose 1 out of 4 server regions and create our character. Cultures don't matter for now, and everyone starts at the same location in the game. We are some stranded traveler from a different continent, with absolutely nothing next to our name. No troops, no money, no armor, no friends, no nothing. So I made my way to clap some looters and get some gold, like I would do in a Bannerlord single-player campaign. But to my surprise I realized I don't even have a basic weapon to fight. Getting captured by a single looter was definitely not my proudest gaming moment, and it looked like I had to get my first coins in a less heroic way. Battered and humbled, I moved on and talked to a guy in a village and chopped some trees for him. You can also do other types of work, like hunting, farming, mining and more, but I found chopping trees the most zen-like experience. This phase wasn't very grindy. I chopped for like 15 to 20 minutes and got a decent amount of money. Fair compensation for hard and honest work. Not very realistic, I know. With the money that I had received, I bought some very basic armor from a trader in a town and a weapon, which was part of a very short intro questline. One signature feature of Bannerlord Online is the fact that for pretty much everything you can do, you need to go into the city or town and do it in third person. You want to buy or sell items? Gotta get into a city and talk to the traders or to other players. Want to recruit troops? Gotta run up to them and speak to them in person. At first I thought this might be too inconvenient and annoying, but honestly I really like it. Having everyone running and riding around in a city and being busy at the market makes the game feel alive. Also, all the cities in Bannerlord and its cultural differences are really well made and look gorgeous. In single player, these assets are practically wasted, since there's not much reason to look at them. Anyway, with the bit of money I had left from chopping trees, I wanted to recruit some troops. So, what do you do when you want to become OP in Bannerlord? Yes, exactly. You make a Fian army and spray down everything that dares to move. So off onto Britannia to get some highborn youths. Traveling in Bannerlord Online is slow. Painfully slow, if you're used to Bannerlord single player, where you mostly zoom around the world map in 4 times speed. Obviously, that doesn't work in a synchronized multiplayer environment, so 1 time speed has to do. To my eternal disappointment, I found that noble units cannot be recruited and you need a special item to upgrade them from normal units. So instead, I opted for the best non-noble ranged units, went over to Vlandia and got some recruits there that I planned to turn into sharpshooters eventually. My next goal was to upgrade my recruits and level up my character. Bannerlord Online has its own skill tree that is a very dumbed down and also very different version from the vanilla one. My main goal was to level up riding, polearm and leadership, which in Bannerlord Online increases the maximum party size. From here on out, I farmed looters and bandits on repeat. You can also do hideouts, which are a big part of the mod. Other than in vanilla, hideout missions in Bannerlord Online let you only bring 3 to 5 units with you. The time-consuming part when farming bandits is not even the fighting and killing itself, but the fact that you barely move faster than the AI on the world map, and catching them takes quite a while each time. I think when people wish that Bannerlord had a co-op game mode, they underestimate how different playing the game on permanent one-time speed is. But anyway, during that time I decided I should maybe join a clan, and not much later, some guy in the chat asked me to join his clan, so I did that. The leader gave me some free goodies and answered some game mechanic related questions that I had. The mod itself does not do a very good job at explaining things. There are some good official beginner guides on their forums, but they should definitely include more information into the actual mod. Luckily, the player base seems to be very helpful and friendly. The chat is well moderated, and I haven't experienced any real toxicity, which was actually surprising to me. But after like 2 days of being a clan member, some bigger clan declared war on us. Open world PvPing against veteran players that have maxed out armies makes no sense if you only have some 20 or 30 low level units. So I decided it's probably best to stay clanless for now. Here I wished the game had a mechanic that makes it unappealing for high level clans to declare war and farm other newbie clans. Making new players leave their clan and discouraging them from playing the game in an organized group is definitely not what an MMO should strive for. But if you're not in a clan, you're completely safe from other players, unless you run into the designated PvP areas, which are the desert at the south and parts of the Frostlands, an area that is not on Bannerlord's vanilla map. And even if you're clanless, you can still do activities with other players by making a temporary group. You can fight AI battles co-op with your friends, and you can even join and help someone mid-battle. The most fun I actually had was with a random group. We did a daily quest that required a group of 5 players. Once this event starts, every player gets like 40-ish troops assigned, and the group must work together to defeat an AI army in a mission. Every player gets different troops assigned, so you have to coordinate what position to take and fend off the reinforcement waves of enemies. If you fail, you can try again after the group is healed up. If you win the battle, you can either go to the next stage or take the current reward. I honestly think more content like this could bring a big audience to Bannerlord Online. It's not that the servers have low population. In fact, the world feels quite lively. There always seems to be new blood around. The chat is busy, and in general I think the mod is doing quite well player-wise, at least on the EU server. The thing is, the absolute vast majority of players that is interested in Mount & Blade is mainly interested in PvE activities, and I think the devs could attract more players with better early game co-op PvE content. Fast forward, and a few thousand dead bandits later, I had built a formidable party with around 80 troops, mostly consisting of sharpshooters. Farming even large bandit groups was a breeze at that point. Also, once you have upped your max troop size to more than 60 units, you can travel pretty carefree throughout Calradia and won't get chased and attacked by looters and bandits anymore. I bought some nice and fancy looking armor set for myself and my trusty horse on the market. A big chunk of the PvE content from here on out is the hunt for good companions. Other than in vanilla Bannerlord, companions come in different rarities and have party perks of all kinds. And to get your hands on the higher tier companions, you need to free them from slave traders or help them escape from a well-guarded hideout or prison. All these companion quests are pretty hard though, and not really suited for new players. I tried, for example, to free a companion from slave traders and got absolutely obliterated. There wasn't even a proper warning or anything. I just suddenly stood in front of close to 100 highly armored soldiers. Luckily in Bannerlord Online, you can trade anything, and so I bought fresh troops from another player for relatively cheap. That also means that once you have leveled up your max party size, losing troops is not the end of the world. Besides those companion quests, there is also treasure hunting and some bandit bosses in the game that you can try to defeat solo or with a group. And then there are the PvP activities that are mainly for late game. I haven't really gotten much into them, but there are clan wars and organized fights. The mod has trading posts that provide crafting materials to the clan that owns them. Other than that, it seems to be that there is not much incentives to PvP, other than just for fun. There is also a daily PvP tournament going on that has some nice rewards. One last thing that I feel I have to mention is that the mod has a Patreon to fund the project. And by subscribing, you can receive some armor items. I asked a bit around in the community, and it seems that the stuff you can get is good, but not as good as the best items you can get normally. The big catch is that you can't lose the Patron items in PvP battles. It would be good if Tailworlds provided servers for a few selected modding projects for free, so the mod wouldn't have to rely on such income. But I also think it's not really a big deal to have those items in the game. When I decided on making a video for Bannerlord Online, I expected an unfinished alpha version of what could one day maybe become something like a playable MMO. I thought this is probably just a proof of concept for a fully synchronized world map, and you can run around and fight some looters with friends. But it turned out Bannerlord Online is much more than that. The mod could definitely use some more diverse, low-level PvE activities, which the developers also acknowledged in a recent community post, where they stated future plans are to bring the leveling experience away from farming bandits over and over and implement more meaningful PvE content. But still, as it stands, Bannerlord Online is by far the most advanced total conversion mod for Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord at this point, and in my opinion, definitely worth checking out. Guys, let me know your thoughts about Bannerlord Online in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching, then don't forget to leave a like and hit the subscribe button for future content. As always, thank you all for watching and see you soon.